My lesson is called Creating a Digital Story. It is a lesson that is designed to take you from the beginning pre-production stage of creating a digital story through production and then post-production with a final completed project. These lessons were designed for upper elementary students and into middle school. The learning scenario I used was basically blank, but in examples 1, 2, and 3, I used best practices in that area. The reason I used this type of scenario, being the blank one, was because of the fact that I wanted to fit the lesson not to the scenario, but the scenario to the lesson so that the lesson was complete and not pushed into something that was all pre-planned. As for Udutu and Facebook, I promoted it 3 times. I did have to fix some settings, but it's working now. But when I had my daughter try it, it did not go beyond the 4th slide. And I talked to a classmate who tried it also for me, and they couldn't even find it, even though I know it is active and public. So there seems to be some problems with Udutu and Facebook at times. This tool will definitely affect my professional teaching in that I will be designing more lessons to be put online for my students. I can see it as a very effective tool because it allows me to work individually with students while everyone is working on the lessons. And that's perfect instead of being in a whole group where I can't really work with the individual but just with the whole group. When it comes to using LMSs and LCMSs, beyond just what I'm doing, I can see this as a large possibility for teachers in general, K-12 and university level. But there are a few things that are going to happen first of all. If I'm going to design it for Facebook, for the high school and the university level, it's going to not have to have the problems that we've discovered. And also, we have to unblock Facebook and the social networking sites to make it available for the students. Now, the positive thing about using it in that way is the fact that you can then just get to it anytime you want. So it's a 24/7 time period that students can take a look at lessons, review them. If they're absent, they can take a look at them even though they weren't there. This is an ideal situation. In fact, that is something we set up in my classroom last year because we had a boy that was absent a lot due to he couldn't be in light. And so what we did was we set up a Skype account, and he actually was able to sit in and listen to the class lessons. Same thing with my action research report. I set up a section on my website called Missed It, and I have video recorded some of my lessons and placed them on the website so that students could go back. Well, again, the Udutu lessons are the same idea, or any other LMS or LCMS, whether you want to put it in Moodle or whatever. You could use those for people that are on vacation. I've already had a student this next week that's going to be gone and asked me to video record some of my lessons. So many possibilities that teachers could do. Now, the negative. Many teachers don't want to take that time to do the work. They don't see that once you build the lesson, it's done. Now, you can go back and make changes later on or in whatever, but it's done. The work is done. You can start using it year after year after year and maybe make just minor changes. And they don't tend to see that. And so I see many teachers, unfortunately, not using this fabulous, powerful work. The one change I would like to see in the whole focus of LMSs and LCMSs throughout the world, and including in this class that we're taking this month that this report is all about, is to stop focusing on e-learning just for high school and for universities, because that seems to be what most of the talk is about. These could be designed very easily for younger students, second graders on up through into middle school, and be used on a daily basis. Because when that happens, that's when all of this is really going to explode, because it's totally possible and workable. My students are going to be taking this next week my lesson here. So that's where we need to move to, because e-learning is going to just be a fabulous tool to use.